Hello YouTube, this is going to be like the 9,000th update video in like a few months, I guess, but this, once again, it's just important. I'm tired of pushing it off, it's just something that I really just want to explain this, get it off my chest. But before we start, I have a few things. One, you should really go follow my Instagram, like, please. We're almost 200 followers when I'm recording this, which is, Thursday, February 21st. We have like 93 followers, maybe 94, I don't know, and I don't really care enough to count. And also, I'm kind of sick, so sorry about that. Also forgot to mention my Instagram is official.pancake.killer. If you guys have an Instagram account, which I know most of you probably do, then go follow that. uh, Once again, I'm sick. And also, if you do know me from school somehow, hello, please stop asking me how much money I make. That would be for the better. Where did I leave off on? But, yeah, please stop asking me how much, money I make if you go to my school, thanks. But, anyway, if I think of something else that I forgot to mention, then I will definitely talk about it. But, we'll begin off, this is around, like, mid-October, like the 20th to, like, 28th, I think. I forgot. I don't know. I might put it up on screen, but maybe not. I'm too lazy. Also, background, gameplay, I am absolutely terrible at. I'm terrible at, row beats, I'm terrible at surf, I'm just terrible at everything. So yeah, enjoy my suffering, anyway. So, once again, this was in, like, October, on one of the 20th, so I forgot which 20th it was. I think it was, like, the 28th, though, not sure. I'll put it up on screen if I remember to, which I probably won't, but oh well. So, a little bit of background, my Nana, who lives 700 miles away, up in New York State. For reference, I live in North Carolina, and it's like 700 something miles, I don't know. But, pretty much, that's all you really need to know, but she got diagnosed with cancer on the second day of school, which was like, which is August something, it was like very late August. But then she got to a point where we needed to go up north, so me and my family, we packed our stuff, we went up north, and she only got really worse when we were up there. Like, every day she'd get worse and worse, but, like, I was up there on Halloween, because I remember when my parents were, coming home, and, they brought me a Hershey bar, and they brought my brother, like, Twizzlers, I think. I forgot what it was, but I enjoyed that Hershey bar, it was good. And, once again, I also recorded, like, parts of this, like, not inside, like, the hospital or anything, like, just outside, you know, some pretty decent views, or on my way up. I also flexed on you guys with some Bojangles, but, you know, we'll get to that later. So, eventually, November 2nd, I was eating dinner at a, local diner that I was staying, near where I was staying at, when we got the call that she died. Now, side note, I had already, made, like, that little dev video, you know, that went up on, November 3rd? Yeah, so I was just like, well, at least I have some videos planned. So we went back to where we were staying. You know, we kind of got, like, ready. We thought we were going to be leaving that night, but we left the next morning at, like, 5 in the morning. And around noon, when the video went up, I was just on my phone because I just wanted to be distracted. Because the fact that my Nana had just died and I was going back home just to go back to school, just to get tortured more, essentially, did not really settle well with me. And so I went back. Of course, I was participating in, like, that little, premiere, and that's really one of the last premieres I really did. Well, actually, no, I did one last month, but that's a different story. But then I went back, everyone, well, everyone that was actually nice to me was like, oh, well, not at school, of course. Nobody asked how I was at school, and that's actually kind of sad to me. So I was talking with this one friend with heavy quotes, uh, and he just didn't really have much sympathy. I'm like, whatever, he probably doesn't know. Uh, I did tell him about what happened though, and when I was going to be back. And I went back to school for that one day, got some work, and it's just like a ton of work. I forgot my notebooks and stuff when I went back up. I flew back the next day because it was Monday. This was I forgot what day. I don't know. It was like very early November. Hold on, what was it? So the second was Friday. So we're now on like the 5th. Uh, well, now on the 6th, but basically nobody asked where I was, and that kind of upset me a little bit, but whatever, I was gonna deal with it. So her funeral was scheduled for Wednesday, which was the 7th. Yeah, 7th. So on 7, I take my first flight since I was like 5 months old. I said I've never gone on an airplane before because I practically haven't as far as I remember. But, you know. So we fly back up, I go to the funeral, say goodbye and whatnot. Uh, so we fly back down. So I'm there on Friday. Friday was just a boring day. Uh, Weekend was just, just kind of sad. We got some phone calls from family and other, uh, friends and whatnot. Well, mainly my brother's friends, as far as I recall. But Monday comes around. I then So I'm gonna explain to you what happened because this is kind of related. Because I wasn't very happy this time, so I really wasn't wanting to go back to school, but I still did anyways because I had like 12 absences at this point, based on all the days I was up in New York. Uh, well, no, I had like 10 at the time. I forgot. But to sum it up, uh, someone made me mad. Like I was using the bathroom and someone was kicking around my lunchbox. So I yelled at them. One of the girls, one of their boyfriends, I assume. I'm just gonna assume it's one of their boyfriends. I'm not completely sure. Came up to me and said, "What were you yelling about?" I explained them the situation, and they were just like, "Okay, don't go shooting up the school." And it's just like, I never said that, and I'm like, I wouldn't in the first place. So I go home. My dad tells me like, "Hey, someone said you made a threat against the school." I'm like, "No, I didn't." And I went up to the office the next day. They didn't search my bag or anything, but what they did do is, like, they sat me in the office the whole day. I went back eventually, like, midway through the day, but they still counted that as, like, a fully absent day, and I haven't been able to recall that, which is kind of sad, but, oh, well, that's how it's just gonna be, I guess. But, pretty much everyone spent, was making fun of me for the rest of that day, and that really lowered my motivation. I just had, like, no motivation to do any content at all, and then it was just a very stupid situation. But I had like no motivation afterwards, and the videos I did get out, they were very mediocre. Like look at some of the content from the time. Go back to November, you'll see. Once again, I pushed it off as like just family stuff back then, but here you are now. A few weeks, which I'll sort of explain why. One of them, as you know, is because Greenville decided to lag for some reason. And then the second one, I did have a family emergency, which caused me to be up north for a few weeks, but I did record some footage of up there for like a sort of scenic, cinematic video, I guess. Not even really cinematic, but you guys get the point. But pretty much, I wasn't really happy for the next few months. I had no motivation. And it was just a general mess. Uh, and we're just going to and more people started finding my channel and asking me about it, like, hey Pancake, is this your channel? You know, and it's just like, yeah, it's my channel, whatever, I don't care. So, you know how I said like the friends with the heavy quotation marks or whatever earlier? So we're gonna get onto that topic. Well, actually no, like 2 weeks ago now. That one friend started basically crap talking me, uh, and I just eventually cut contact with him because I was just like, I'm done. I blocked his number, I blocked his Instagram, blocked his Discord, unfriended him on Roblox, a few other things, and then he just got everyone to pretty much be a jerk to me, which further lowered my motivation, and where people were like thinking negatively about my channel, which I don't mind, but if you're just gonna bring a friend with heavy quotes in, then that's not okay. But I just really want to get back to YouTube, and that's really all that there is to it. Uh, I, I know there's just been more problems with that, including like HitFilm not really per se loading. By that I mean like I'll render a video, but what'll happen is that what it'll do instead is like corrupt the video, and then I go back into HitFilm, and then it's just dead, and I can't edit it anymore, and it's just sad because I wasted like 4 hours or so on it. So that's usually how much I waste on editing, rendering, recording, all that. And honestly, HitFilm, that's like my only problem with it. Otherwise, it's an amazing editor and I recommend it. But just that issue has also prevented me. Like, I remember when the Mustang came out for Greenville, like when they updated it with the Hellcat also and more, I was actually motivated to do that video. I did that video, I tried uploading it, I actually got a pretty good, thumbnail which would have been edited, but I didn't end up editing it because I didn't want to waste my time editing it with how complicated it would have been if the video wouldn't have uploaded. But it didn't upload, file corrupted, and it's just, it's a mess once again. Anyway, so that's really my reasoning for not being here. I'm sorry for letting all you down. Uh, and honestly, I kind of do feel bad. I really want to make it up to you guys. So how I'm going to do that? Okay, so Saturday, as of the time I'm recording this, which is once again February 21st, 2019. I do plan to be doing a freestyle Google Maps trip, as in like Street View on Google Maps. You know what I mean? Where I go from a town that I know to a random town on the beach. It's gonna be fun. You're just gonna have to watch me suffer through it. It's gonna be a good time for you guys. I'm also gonna be having a lot of interaction with chat in that case. So if you want to do that, so if you want to watch, then yeah. But I'm gonna stop rambling on at this point. Just end the video. So sorry about how I've been inactive and whatnot. That's the explanation. That's really what I'm gonna leave it at. And yeah, I'll see you guys whenever my next video is, or on the stream on Saturday, which will probably be first.